Have you ever found yourself connecting deeply with a scene in a movie and realized that there was a song in the background that just really stuck with you? Have you ever taken the time to search that song after, look at maybe the X-ray on your TV, or use Shazam to look it up? And how often have you kept that song with you, added it to a playlist, listened to it many times before, or even forgot where you originally discovered it? Hi, my name is Matthew Jensen, and I am a senior communications student at the University of Southern California, in addition to being a part-time composer for film and TV music. So my question going into this research is, how does exposure to background music in popular film and TV influence college students' likelihood to search for and stream the featured songs? Understanding this dynamic offers valuable insight into media consumption behaviors and has practical implications for both music and entertainment industries. While we may not realize it, the impact of what we watch extends beyond our direct perception and can lead us to different listening habits. To start, I found a study conducted by researchers at Stanford University that explored exactly when and why people are compelled to discover a song. The study, published in Frontiers in Psychology, examined over 188 million Shazam queries to track listener engagement. They found that Shazam activities tend to spike during what they call salient musical events. These are moments like the onset of vocals, instrumental breaks, or the first appearance of the chorus. These are musical moments that make people stop, listen, and act. They discovered that as a song gains popularity, listeners tend to identify it earlier in the track. It shows that it's not only anticipation, but also growing recognition. It reflects a shift from curiosity to familiarity, something that can only happen when people are frequently exposed to the song. Another key insight from the study was that emotional intensity of these moments plays major roles. Songs with clear emotional or dynamic shift were more likely to generate Shazam searches, in coordination with powerful scenes. These salient events often align perfectly with cinematic cues, whether it's These salient events often align perfectly with cinematic cues. Whether it's a dramatic monologue, a romantic kiss, or a plot twist, the music intensifies those moments. And it doesn't just support the emotion, it becomes a part of it, making people more likely to want to find the song. The second study I found was done by researchers from Vanderbilt University, and it focused directly on college students' behaviors when it came to finding new music. They surveyed 328 students across 3 universities and asked them how they discovered music that they don't already listen to. What stood out from this was that films and TV shows ranked one of the top 3 discovery sources, with about 20% of students listing soundtracks as the primary way that they found new songs. This is directly tied to my question. It shows that exposure to music in popular media, especially background songs in shows and movies, isn't just passive. College students notice it and they act on it. The action often means searching for the song online, streaming it, or adding it to their own playlists. Even more compelling is that students who identify themselves as music opinion leaders, people who are recommending music to 5 or more friends, are especially likely to find and share songs from film or TV. That means that music spreads even further through social influence. Lastly, I found a study done in 2024 by researchers at the University of Zurich. This study explored what happens after the initial emotional moment, specifically how being featured in a popular film or TV affects the song's streaming performance. They analyzed a large set of real-world data combining Shazam activity and Spotify streaming stats, and found that when a song is reused in a high viewership movie or series, it wasn't just more likely to be searched, it was more likely to have a significant increase in streaming activity. Each of these studies captures a different piece of a pattern that many of us live out without even realizing it. You're watching an episode of Euphoria, or maybe an emotional scene in Stranger Things, and a song starts to play that feels like it was made for that exact moment. These studies collectively show a consistent trend, that film and TV music is directly linked to discovery. The Stanford study reveals that emotionally engaging musical moments drive intimate discovery. The Vanderbilt and Northwestern study emphasizes how students actively turn what they hear on the screen into personal playlists, And the Zurich study confirms that media exposure doesn't just support songs, it elevates them. The tools we use, Shazam, Spotify, Apple Music, make the transition from watching to listening nearly instantaneous. For students who are constantly online, this is a part of their everyday behavior. One scene, one song, and suddenly it's on repeat. So, does background music in film and TV influence college students' streaming habits? It does. From emotional-driven searches to social sharing and playlist building, the effects are clear and significant. What we watch becomes what we listen to. For artists and industry professionals, this shows us the power of strategic music placement in media. For students, it shows us how our favorite shows are helping us find our favorite songs. Thank you.